Hey guys, welcome to my channel Movies Synopsis. Today I will recap the second episode of an action-adventure and science fiction TV series Secret Invasion. Episode 2 of the show commences with two intriguing flashbacks. One set in 1995 and the other in 1997. In the past, we witness Fury collaborating with the Skrulls while exploring the depths of space. During this period, it is believed that they were living in Skrullos and were not facing any challenges from the Kree. In 1997, we pick up after the destruction of Skrullos. Fury brought the remaining Skrulls, who were able to escape to Earth. He promised to assist them in finding a new home with the help of Carol Danvers, also known as Mrs. Marvel. The only thing he requested in exchange was their assurance to protect Earth. Soren, the mother of Gia and the wife of Talos, was the first to make this pledge, inspiring others to do the same. We also learn that this was when Fury was first introduced to Gravik, who lost both his parents in the last stand against the Kree. He escaped and manned a ship all by himself to arrive at Earth. Then the narrative cuts to the present day where Fury is being dragged away from Hill's dead body by Talos, while Gravik and Gaia are escaping from the scene of the crime. Talos and Fury travel to Warsaw. Agent Hill's tragic death still hasn't sunk in. Fury questions Talos about the destruction of Skrullos, and asks Talos if there is something he doesn't know about it. Talos reveals that when Fury didn't give them a new home planet, he sent a signal to all the Skrulls scattered all over the galaxy to come to Earth. Talos obviously assumed that Earth would simply accept the emergence of a new species who can shapeshift at will, but, as pointed out by Fury, humans have been at war with themselves since they could stand up on their own 2 feet. Humans have divided each other on the basis of their country of origin, skin color, sex, gender, and more. So, it's stupid to assume that humankind will be open to millions of humanoids from outer space. By the way, during this shouting match, Talos rightfully points out that Fury was okay with the presence of the Skrulls, as long as they were doing unpaid labor for the humans. Now that they've started to fight for their rights to stay on this planet, Fury is angry about it, which is hypocritical. After parting ways with Talos, Fury meets Hill's mother at the ceremony where the deceased's body is handed over to the family and tells her the truth about Hill's demise, because no one else is doing it. That conversation adds to Fury's sense of guilt, because he is blamed for Hill's death by her mother. As per the newscasters, 2,000 innocent people have died in the blast, and the major suspects are a radical group called Americans Against Russia, AAR. Yes, I'm not kidding. The Skrull going by the identity of Martin Wallace has been arrested. UK Prime Minister Pamela Lawton and NATO Secretary-General Sergio Kaspani respond to this incident by saying that they are taking appropriate action, while an American newscaster says that America shouldn't be blamed at all for this mishap. The UK PM Pamela Lawton and NATO Secretary-General Sergio Kaspani are among those who denounce the act. It turns out that Gravik is a part of some council that features the above emissaries. Actually, Lawton and Kaspani are Skrulls disguised as humans. The council also features Shirley, Chris Stearns, and Jack Hyakbin. Gravik establishes the bottom line: he will take Earth for the Skrulls at all costs. Fury failed in his promise, and this is them holding up their end of the bargain. Lawton suggests they nominate Gravik as their wartime leader with total and unchecked powers. Everyone except Shirley opposes this proposition because she thinks that war isn't the solution. She counters Gravik's claim about humans being self-destructive in nature by pointing out that the Skrulls have turned into refugees because they also wage too many wars. Gravik makes a sly comment to show that Shirley's non-violent methods are unrealistic, but lets her walk away from the meeting unscathed. Shirley immediately calls up Talos to let him know about this recent development, so that he can prepare his next step. Meanwhile, Gaia continues to spy for Gravik, as she follows an unsuspecting pagan into the innermost cells of the plant in New Skrullos. She ends up in a secret vault where a couple, the Daltons, are conducting weird experiments. The end results aren't shown, but the bright light emanating from the experiment indicates that they aren't making anything productive. Rhodes attends an international conference where he is held responsible for Fury's presence during the bombing in Moscow. The whole conversation goes in circles, But what really ticked me off is that Rhodes makes a joke about carpet bombing Slovakia, because its representative is scoffing at his statements. People keep wondering where the military propaganda is in the Marvel movies and shows. Well, they can stop wondering because it's right there in the form of Rhodes. This essentially started when he was rebranded as the Iron Patriot, and Iron Man 3's third act involved saving the President of the USA. And here we are now, in the pits. After the conclusion of that meeting, Rhodes meets Fury. They have yet another cyclical conversation that sounds political, but actually isn't. That ends with Rhodes firing Fury. Sonya breaks into the torture chamber where the Skrull Martin Wallace is being, well, tortured into revealing Gravik's whereabouts. Wallace doesn't intend to yield, so Sonya cuts off one of his fingers just to confirm that he is indeed a Skrull. Gaia goes through the Skrulls database created by Rosa Dalton, and finds out that they've DNA traces of Groot, the Frost Beast, from Jotunheim, which was transported to Earth in Thor, the Dark World Cull Obsidian from Avengers, Infinity War and Endgame, and Project Extremis from Iron Man 3. I understand how the Skrulls could have gotten their hands on all of them. What I don't understand is how did the Skrulls get the DNA samples of Cull Obsidian? Because he was obliterated when Tony Stark snapped his fingers? Or is it from pre-snap Cull Obsidian, whose hand was lying somewhere in New York City after it was cut off by Wong? But wouldn't that have been affected by Tony's snap too? So many questions, so little answers. Moving on with the plot, Gravik almost catches Gaia going through the database, but Gaia manages to convince him that she's looking into the newest addition to New Skrullos, Beetle. By the looks of it, Gaia's charm doesn't work on Gravik, yet he decides to bring her and Beetle to Wallace's rescue party. Talking about Wallace, he is injected with a kind of serum that's making his insides boil. Unable to hold back any more information, Wallace blurts out that the Skrulls are making a machine that can make them stronger. This confirms that the Daltons are imbuing the Skrulls with the powers of Groot, Frost Beasts, Cull Obsidian, and Extremis. Once Sonya is done, she escapes while Gravik and Pagan shoot their way into the torture chamber. They extract Wallace, but Gravik realizes that he has given up too much information, so they kill him. Going by the way Gravik looks at Gaia, he wants her to know that if she betrays him, she's going to die exactly like Wallace. At the end of Secret Invasion Episode 2, we see Fury traveling to a remote place to meet his wife, who is a Skrull. She seems to be the same Skrull who introduced Gravik to Fury. As evident by their chemistry, Fury has been in contact with her, but neither is S.H.I.E.L.D. nor anyone else in the galaxy is aware of this. My best guess is that this revelation is going to show that Fury is a little selfish, and that he has someone to share his guilt with when it comes to the creation of Gravik. I am expecting to see some more flashback sequences featuring Fury and his Skrull wife, and how they brought up Gravik and where they went wrong. Let me know about your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video explanation. Remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, Movie Synopsis. I'll see you in my next video. Ta-ta, bye-bye and take care.